I want to talk to you today about a subject that I'm very passionate about, and that's intimate relationships. A long time ago, I got divorced and I was out to California looking for a seminar on relationships. They had seminars on everything, and I could not find any seminar on relationships. So finally, I just started asking people. I said, where is a seminar on relationships? I really need one. And they said, oh, everybody's too screwed up in that area to teach it. And then I thought, does it have to be me? And I was kind of like joking, And anyway, then a while after that, I read some research that was done in the United States in Minnesota on average Americans, not people like yourselves that come to seminars, but just average Americans. And they were studying the stages of relationships. And then, I'll just tell you what the research says. The first stage is called the dream stage. That's where you fall in love and it's all magic and you're in the romantic period. And everybody wants that to last forever, right? But the average time that the dream stage lasts is only 2 months. Now there's a big reason for that, which I could go into. The next stage they call the disillusionment stage. And this is after you get to know the person, your partner, better, and you find out all these things you don't like about them, that bother you. Like, she can't cook like my mother, or he's messy, doesn't clean up, and all these little things that bug you. And the disillusionment stage, they said, could actually go on for 2 years. And then it gets worse. The next stage, they called the misery stage. And I thought, wow, the misery stage. And then that's when the couple has been married for quite some time and they have children and they're not really processing their issues, they're suppressing everything. And all their family patterns are coming up. And so the way they deal with that is maybe they start drinking a lot or smoking a lot or gaining weight or gambling or having an affair. And then it gets worse, and then they get more and more stuck and more and more stuck, and then they get sick, and that's why it's misery. And this could go on for 30 years, they said, and I went, oh my God, I don't want to be part of that, anything to do with that. The next phase was called the Enlightenment Phase, and that's where they stop blaming each other, and they each look within and say, well, maybe I should change. And then that's followed by the last stage, which is called mutual respect. When I read this study, my problem with it was, by the time you get to the enlightenment stage and mutual respect, you're too old to enjoy it, you see. And so I really was upset by this study, and I said, no way do I want to be part of that. How could I go from the dream stage to the enlightenment stage and skip 30 years of misery? The first time I presented this to a group, people raised their hands and said, that's my parents, 30 years of misery. And some people said, that's me, 30 years of misery. And so I found out a lot of people stay in that because they're afraid to get divorced because of religion or the kids or whatever. So I think I was changed by reading this study. I feel like I couldn't stop thinking about it. What do I do about this? Well, anyway, by a miracle, I discovered Breathwork Rebirthing, and I was one of the first rebirthers in the world. And in California, in the 1970s, it was so exciting because everybody was experimenting with these things. And so we did this breath work, and I personally felt like I really changed after 2 or 3 breath sessions.